Many thanks for staying with us. Now, the Pan-Yoruba socio-political organization, Afenifere, has raised the alarm over the rising incidents of kidnappings in Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, and other parts of Southwest and Nigeria. A spokesperson, Jare Ajayi, urged President Bola Tinubu to urgently address the political, economic, and ideological factors as being responsible for recurrent incidences of kidnappings and banditry. Afenifere also flagged the armed robbery attacks on two commercial banks in Ikere, Ekiti State last Wednesday, which left 3 Amotekun security personnel dead and others injured. Afenifere said reports had it that 7 people were kidnapped and a person killed last Monday at Fidiwo on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. It expressed concern that a few weeks to the Yuletide, commuters on the highway had to travel with trepidation for fear of being attacked. To further discuss this, we have joining us Emmanuel, Ikule, security expert and executive director, Elixir Trust Foundation. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for talking to us at this time.
Thank you.
So for you, what are the key factors that you would say are responsible for the incessant security challenges, particularly in Southwest? Hello, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Emmanuel, can you hear me? If you can hear me, so I asked, I said for you, based on what you've observed so far, what are the key factors that you would say are responsible for the incessant security challenges that we have seen over time, particularly in the southwestern part of Nigeria? Hello, Emmanuel. I think we're having a bit of issue with Emmanuel getting reception from his end, but we will try to sort that out and have some sort of discussion, meaningful discussion with him. Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me now. So I was actually asking what you would say are the key factors responsible for the incessant attacks and kidnappings situations that we have witnessed in the southwestern part of Nigeria of late.
This issues around insecurity, and of which one of them is kidnapping. This has been a recurring issue, especially during festive periods like this. And over time, the government have not addressed these issues. And the few persons that have even been arrested, you don't see them being prosecuted. So this encourages other criminals to involve in the same way, to also use the same way to also get funds that maybe they will use during the festive periods. If there's punishment for criminals, I think that will deter other persons from also joining and also involving themselves in criminal activities. But when there's no prosecution for being involved in crime, it means it will increase. And this happened particularly in a country like ours, where a lot of persons don't have the means to be able to feed well. So a lot of persons look for any opportunity to be able to have funds. And this involves even going into criminal activities that will enable them have these funds that they will spend during festive periods. And as long as we have high rates of unemployment in the country, and also the government or criminal justice is also failing to also punish offenders that are involved in these criminal activities, these issues will continue to linger over the years, and it will continue to linger even as we even head to the Christmas period.
So now, Emmanuel, you've actually cited the inability of governments to prosecute offenders as one of the reasons why we continue to see the rise in the spate of kidnappings and attacks on citizens in the country. Does that now corroborate the speculations from some quarters that the government or security leaders in the country have been compromised in discharging their duties of protecting the citizens? Because we've been getting feelers and complaints from people about security agents not willing to live up to their mandate by seeing that those who perpetrate these acts of kidnapping and attacking of citizens, even after they say they've conducted a search, investigations, and some people have been apprehended, but we've still not seen any concrete or logical conclusion in dealing with these people or with these elements. So does that corroborate the speculations that we're hearing of security agencies being complicit in this matter?
Yes, I'll agree to that, because if you look at the cases of reported cases of persons that were arrested during interventions around the Northeast, the arrest of Boko Haram, and in particular situations where some citizens in those areas or high-profile persons were escorted by security agencies to go to kidnapped areas, it will make us understand that these security agencies actually know where these persons are. The issue there is having the will to actually do something about it. If just by Googling, use Google Map, if anybody can use Google Map to try to check certain areas. I know persons that stay where they are and check their parents in the village using just Google Map. So it means our security agencies, if they are really interested, they'll be able to detect this. And let's not forget that in the last budgetary allocations we have, the supplementary budget and all that, there were billions of money allocated for law enforcement officers to actually handle these cases of insecurity in the country. But what has been happening? There have been no audits to see that this money is being channeled towards or being given to security agencies actually being used properly. So, and even during also the intervention in the Northeast, you discover that there were some military personnel that were also detected that they have been given intels to these bandits or these Boko Haram members. Outside this, if you can also recall the case in Taraba State, where some police officers were also killed on the way to arresting a criminal by military officers. So it goes further to explain to us that, yes, some of these persons, these law enforcement agencies have been infiltrated by criminals.
Now, Emmanuel, yes, so beyond and above fund allocation that has really not really translated into anything meaningful in terms of dealing with criminalities in the country, as a security expert, what advice would you give to the governments? Some people have talked about overhauling the security architecture in the state, or in the country rather, and we know that the Nigerian president has held security briefs with security chiefs for, we can't even count the number of times that he has done that this year, even with the previous administration. So as an expert in this field, in terms of the use of technology, allocation of funds, the judicious use of allocation of funds, what measures or solutions would you profile to ensure that the security apparatus in the country is optimal in terms of dealing with criminal elements and criminalities in the country?
The first thing I will say is, over the years, there have been billions of dollars allocated to security agencies to handle issues like this. So first and foremost, in moving forward, there's need for budgetary audits of the security agencies, both in recruitment, the quality of persons they recruit, and what the funds being allocated, what is being used for. Those persons that are, those culprits that will be found wanting should first and foremost be prosecuted. That is the first one. Secondly, the current president have not shown the political will yet in being able to push the security agencies to be on their toes and work to address these concerns. Just last week, about 100 persons were killed in Kaduna by same persons that should be protecting them. So have they changed from being protectors to predators? So that's another issue. Those that have carried out, or those that were in charge of that operation that led to the killing of about 100 citizens, they should be brought to book. This is not the first time, this is not the second time, this is not the third time. The litany of killings, it's just increasing by the day. And when nobody is being held to account for wrongs, it means it will continue to increase and linger. So those persons that are found wanting should be brought to book. All those that were in charge of that operation that led to the killing of citizens should be brought to book. Another thing again is this. There's need to watch the quality of persons we recruit. At the same time, what happened in Kaduna recently with the killings, it also showed, because when the military came out, they said that those operating the drone and all that, sometimes they complain about drone malfunctioning. It means, one, they lack the competence to even handle this equipment. We have a lot of persons that are tech savvy in the country. Why not work with them? Our legislations permit them to work with people that have competence in these areas. And if they are not good enough, their capacity can be built for them to be able to serve us better.
Okay. Well, we hope that that will be done to rid off kidnappers and, of course, of those who tend to want to destroy other people's lives and take their properties. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for talking to us at this time. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you for having me.